Honorable Justice Shri Chandrasekhar ji, the Deputy Chief Ministers of Maharashtra, Honorable Shri Eknath Shinde, and Honorable Shri Ajit Pawar, Shri Devendra Fadnavis, the Honorable Minister for Public Works, all my esteemed brothers and sisters on the dais and off the dais, Justice Gokhale, the former judge of the Supreme Court of India, all the Honorable Chief Justices present here, all my former colleagues present here, Shri Devendra Sharad, the Advocate General for State of Maharashtra, Shri Anil Singh, the Additional Solicitor General of India, Shri Amol Sawant, the President of Bar Council of Maharashtra and Goa, and the other office bearers, Shri Nitin Bhai Thakkar, the President of Bombay Bar Association, and the other office bearers of the association, Shri Prashant Redekar, the President of Advocates Association of Western India, and the other office bearers, Ms. Fardana Behram Kazim, the President of the Incorporated Law Society, Shri Rajesh Kumar Meena, the Chief Secretary of Government of Maharashtra, Srimati Manisha Patankar, the Additional Chief Secretary Public Works, Srimati Rashmi Shukla, the Director General of Police, Shri Deven Bharati, Commissioner of Police, the other Honorable Senior Officers of the Government of Maharashtra, the Registrar General of the High Court and the other officers of the High Court, the senior advocates present here, the members of all the three associations, the staff of the High Court, and friends. Today it's a really momentous moment for all of us. Today's day is an important milestone in the history of the Bombay High Court. As has been said by the Honorable Chief Minister, I was reluctant to attend today's event. Only last year, we had performed the groundbreaking ceremony for construction of the High Court building. But then, the Honorable Chief Minister, the Honorable Chief Justice, and my colleagues in the High Court, they insisted that the foundation stone laying ceremony should be performed during the period when I hold the office of the Chief Justice of India. One of the reasons that was given to me was that one doesn't know now when a person from the Bombay High Court would adorn the post of the Chief Justice of India. And with great reluctance, I accepted to be here today, as well as the new building being constructed, the project initiation ceremony of the Maharashtra National Law University at Goregaon. At the outset, I must congratulate the architect, Mr. Apis Contractor, and the members of the committee who have played an important role in conceptualizing and designing this iconic building. I have no manner of doubt that when this building is complete, it will be the most important iconic building on the Western Express Highway and will attract the eyes of everyone who travels on that road. As has been said by the Honorable Chief Minister, and a message was sent to me by Chief Justice Moisha, that just before his retirement, there was almost finality with regard to this matter. As a member of the Infrastructure Committee earlier, when Justice Oak was the chairman of the Infrastructure Committee, I and Justice Revati Moite, Dere Madam, were the members of the Infrastructure Committee. Since then and thereafter, when I became the chairman of the Infrastructure Committee, we were trying to pursue this matter. Initially, there were talks that we would get a land of the Mumbai Public Trust and also a Vadara land. But the government of India had demanded such a huge amount that it would not have been possible for the government of Maharashtra. And therefore, finally, we used to have a parley of meetings with the Honorable Chief Minister. And finally, it was decided that this land would be allotted and it will be developed through a Korean company. But then, though we were trying to pursue it till 2019, we could not see the light of the day. And finally, last year, the government decided to allot a piece of 30 acres of land. The role played by the bar in this is also very important. On a letter addressed by the Office of the Association, the then Honorable Chief Justice of India, Dr. Chandrachud, took a suo motu cognizance with regard to construction of new building, and he formed a special bench consisting of himself, me and Justice Oka. The series of orders were passed in those proceedings. Bombay Bar Association, Advocates Association of Western India, all the three associations used to participate in the proceedings, and the learned Advocate General representing the government of Maharashtra always used to be positive, and till now various orders have been passed. Orders on the basis of the statement made by the High Court that we are giving this much land, this much land. So now substantial piece of land has been handed over to the High Court. Eknath Shinde was saying that he doesn't want to give me the blueprint of what has been done by the government of Maharashtra insofar as the judicial infrastructure is concerned. He did not do it because I am aware about the infrastructure provided by the government of Maharashtra for the judiciary in Maharashtra is concerned. As a matter of fact, I have had the pleasure of laying down foundation of some of the buildings and also inaugurating them in different capacities. In Nagpur, when I was the administrative judge, I had performed the Bhumi Pujan of the new district court building when Honorable Devendra ji was the Chief Minister and Nitin Gadkari ji were he was the Minister for National Highways. And later on, when I went to Supreme Court about 2 years back, that building was inaugurated at my hands. Devendra ji was in a different capacity. Then he was the Deputy Chief Minister. Then Nasik, when I became the Judge of the Supreme Court in 2019, the foundation stone laying was done at my hands. And in the last month, we inaugurated that building. In Mandangad, which is the native tehsil of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, the architect of the Constitution, there was no court till 2023. The matter was persuaded by the Bar Council of Maharashtra. Milind Patil was president there, Parijat Pandey, and everybody. And then the government of Maharashtra sanctioned a court at Mandangad. And October 2023, I inaugurated the court in the presence of Devendra ji and also laid a foundation stone for the new building. And I must place on record that the Public Works Department of Maharashtra, within a record period of 2 years and with the odds, completed the building. And last month, I, along with Devendra ji and Eknath Shinde, we inaugurated that building. Eknath ji said that this building will be of such a nature that, though there is a saying ki कोर्टाची पायरी चढू नये, but he would request the citizens to come and see the building. This is the same thing what I said in Nasik a couple of months back. When I inaugurated the Nasik building, and after inaugurating, we took a tour, and I said in my speech that Nasik has been given such a beautiful monumental building that though the citizens may not come to the court for litigation and avoid litigation, but every citizen of Nasik should visit the building to see to it as to how an ionic structure has been made available to the citizens of Nasik. The building with ultra-modern facilities, the building which would rival even the corporate offices, have been provided by the state of Maharashtra, its public works department. There is always a criticism from some quarters that Maharashtra lags behind in providing infrastructure to the judiciary. I always disagreed with that, because I have seen that when I was the chairman of the infrastructure committee, the response of the state government was always positive. When I was chairman of the infrastructure committee, and even later on when I went to the Supreme Court, I used to have meetings with the Honorable Chief Minister, my colleagues in the building committee, the administrative judges, and those in charge of the national law universities also used to participate along with the senior officers of the government of Maharashtra. And as Eknath ji said that when in Mandangarh last month we were there, we were saying that whenever Ms. Suvarna Kevle, the law secretary, rises to place a demand, before she opens her mouth, she is requested to sit down with a word that it is sanctioned. I have no manner of doubt that the building, which has been designed by Mr. Hafiz contractor, who is known as one of the best architects in the world, will be an iconic building. But at the same time, taking the line forward of the Honorable Chief Minister, the building should not depict an imperial structure, but be in tune with the democratic values which our Constitution so much imbibes. I had read from some newspapers that the building is somewhat extravagant. I was told that lift is provided to be shared by 2 judges. Would only like to say that judges are no more feudal lords. The judge may be of the trial court, maybe of the high court, maybe of the Supreme Court. They all, or rather all our institutions, judiciary, legislature, executive, they work under the Constitution to serve the last citizen of this country, to provide justice to the society. And therefore, while maintaining the grandeur and iconic structure of the building, it should also be ensured that there is no extravaganza. It's ultimately a temple of justice, not a 7-star hotel. I would also like the committee and the architect to also revisit no doubt that we must also take into consideration the future demands, the requirement of the future. But at the same time, as 2 of the Chief Justices of Allahabad High Court are former Chief Justices of the Allahabad High Court are present here, the building which is also one of the iconic buildings constructed at Lucknow, the new building. Many of the floors were in courtrooms and the chambers are lying vacant for years together. Another example is of the Aurangabad building. And I think all these issues arise because while planning the building, while we concentrate on the needs of the judges, but we should not forget that ultimately all of us exist for the citizen of this country, the litigant who comes to the court to seek justice. Equally, the members of the bar are equal stakeholders in the preparation of the plans. I always believe that bar and bench are like two wheels of the golden chariots of institution of justice. Unless both of them work together, the administration of justice would not be efficiently administered. When I was administrative judge at Nagpur and when we are planning the new district court complex, I had ensured that the members of the bar are also on the committee which finalized the plan. Equally, when before adorning the office of the Chief Justice of India, I was chairman of the Infrastructure and Building Committee in the Supreme Court. When we planned the new building, we ensured that the views of the bar are taken. They were given due hearing. The plans of the building were shared with them. After the plans were shared with them, we had deliberations with them and suggestions of the bar, not only for the members of the bar, but also for the litigants, for the women litigants, for the physically challenged litigants are addressed. I'm sure that the building committee must have gone into all that aspect. With the establishment of the circuit bench at Kolhapur, as Honorable Eknath ji has said that, which is likely to be a permanent bench in future, the dynamics of the building may change. And therefore, I'm sure that the steering committee, the architect will take all that into consideration and make necessary modifications after taking the views of the bar. I am really grateful to the Government of Maharashtra and the High Court, my own High Court, for giving me an opportunity to be a part of these momentous celebrations. This is my last visit to Maharashtra, remit office on 24th of November. I'm really happy that during my whatever dream projects I had conceptualized have been fructified. The Kolhapur court, the Nasik court, the court in my own Tahsil, Daryapur Tahsil of Amravati district. In such a beautiful manner that gives me a sense of satisfaction of contributing to which has given me in leaps and bounds. Though I was reluctant earlier to not to be event, I feel a sense of happiness, a sense of gratitude that as a member of the Bombay Bar Association, as a member of the Advocates Association of Western India, has discharged his duties in the Bombay. I end my tenure by laying foundation of one of the most prestigious buildings that the country, that the world would see. I have no manner of doubt that this will be the best court building in the entire country. I will only say that, as I have said earlier, that all of us, be the judiciary, with the legislature, all exist for giving justice, giving welfare of the last citizen of this country. Our Constitution embodies the principles of justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. As a judge of the High Court and the Supreme Court, we play an important role in adhering to rule of law. I am sure that this momentous moment and the time gap which is given is, I think, 2 years, 5 years. I am sure that with the dynamic leadership of the Honorable Chief Minister, the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, who has said that his purse would always be open for the building, and the other Honorable Deputy CM, Shri Eknath Shinde, the dynamic leadership of the Chief Justice, Shri Chandrasekharji, the other members of the steering committee, the building would be completed in the record time. And after the work that will be done in the building would be such that the faith of every citizen in the constitutional principles, liberty, equality, fraternity, and justice, and the maintenance of the rule of law would be enshrined. I also congratulate of the members of the staff and all the best. Thank you very much.